Coming up on This Week in Video Games, it's Margarita Night! And we're talking about some games too. Join us, This Week in Video Games, right now! Hello everyone, and welcome to This Week in Video Games. If you're watching us live, we apologize. We were having a few technical difficulties tonight. As you'll probably notice, we have a set that's a little bit changed up from what we're normally at, because we're, as I said, working with some new equipment tonight. So bear with us. Have patience. We will try to make sure that we get to the show out as best as we can. I'm Andrea Renee. I'm your host. You can follow me on Twitter at Andrea Renee. And of course, you know this beautiful lady is Jessica Villarreal.
Jessica Villarreal. If you guys want to check out more of my adventures, you can follow me on twitter.com/JessV. That's JESV.
And as always, we're joined by our fantastic chat jockey, Mr. Adrian Acevedo-Smith, who is sitting there with Flitz.
Yeah, you may not recognize me. I don't have the colorful background anymore, but yeah, I'm still Godzilla Rex. And
actually, that's why I'm here. Yeah. I'm the colorful background.
Wow. You know, it's funny because Flitz, last time you were on our show, one of our awesome people in the chat commented how this is the United Benetton of gamers.
Yeah.
On the show.
Yeah. We actually got a sponsorship.
If you get that joke, then I guess you're cultured, or maybe not. I don't know. It's This Week in Video Games. We got lots of cool stuff coming up. We got some headlines. We've got our Shogun 2 contest. We've got some winners picked. Very excited to announce those. We're talking about Crysis 2 Inside Look with Flitz from the Nerdiest Kids and Mahalo Video Games. So let's go ahead and get into our first segment, a segment that we haven't done in a very long time here on This Week in Video Games. It's called What We're Playing. Now, when this show first started, my former co-host Michael Lynn and I used to talk about what we were playing on the show every week. And I thought, why don't we talk about it anymore? So we're bringing it back. And I would like to start with Adrian. What are you playing right now, Adrian?
Well, I'm actually playing a throwback title. I'm playing Dead to Rights Retribution.
Wow.
It's this really cool game that came out a few years ago that like reboots the franchise of Dead to Rights. In it, you play hard-boiled detective Jack Slate, and you have this dog named Shadow. And it's really cool because you feel like you're in an 80s action movie all the way through. Like, the very first thing he does in the beginning is like, Jack Slate, you better not damn well go and save those people. He's like, God damn it, if I have to, here's my gun, and here's my badge. And then you go and you kick everyone's ass. I love that sort of shit.
Oscar.
Quick question.
Before your question, we do have some gameplay footage of Dead's to Rights, so you guys can take a look at it if you've never seen it. Okay, question.
Oh, quick question. Do you think your dog Shadow is named after the dog Shadow Dancer from the Shinobi sequel, Shadow Dancer?
I don't know if the Namco people thought of that.
Chat
certainly
room?
didn't.
Anyone?
Yeah.
Anyone in the chat room got a rebuttal to that question? No? If you're not in our chat room and you'd like to be in our chat room, please join us at thisweekin.com/live, or you can join us at justin.tv/thisweekin. Or you can also chat at ustream.tv/thisweekend, but I have to let you guys know that we're primarily using our Justin chat from now on. So if you want to get your feed live in the studio where we can see it on air, like we're seeing Dead Pix Alive, Original Justin, Frank Santos, who said I look like I came in drunk. Thank you very much. That didn't slip by me.
Hello.
Andy951. Oh, One-Time Burrito Meals is here.
Johnny Murdoch, Kevin Jones.
PC Nerd in the house. Lots of friendly faces in the chat room, so join us.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit more about this game. I've never played this game before.
Well, it's a brawler, and it's also a third-person shooter, and as you can see with the gameplay here, like, it's just a mix between beating the crap out of people and disarming them and taking them down in brutal fashions, like right there. And he's probably going to, shot his face in after breaking his arm. Really good. And previously kicked his face in. He sends the
clown. That's rude.
Yeah, they're gang. They're bad people.
Actually, it was a mime.
Really bad.
Oh, it was a mime. Oh, okay, then that's not so bad. That's not so bad.
And what's great about this is just unrelentless violence and action, and it's not afraid that it's rated M for mature. Like, he's not as refined as, let's say, Nathan Drake. Like, he doesn't have a clever one-liner for every single bad guy he kills. He would rather say, like, you stupid motherfucker, than say, like, oh, that didn't look so good. You know, he's not afraid to say
what rated M for mature, man.
Exactly.
Is that an Alaskan Malamute? Is that the kind of dog that you're carrying?
Looks like a Siberian Husky. Yeah. Malamutes would be bigger.
Well, that's a big dog.
Yeah.
What did they tell you in the game?
They don't specify.
Oh.
Any dog specialists out there? Maybe they could tell us.
I think it's an Alaskan Malamute.
It's a
personally.
Siberian Husky.
Let's take votes. Speaking
votes.
of which,
What breed of dog is it? Please say you wrote it
my
down.
producers have informed me that we have the Ustream chat in the studio tonight.
Oops.
Sorry to be confusing. We had Justin last week. This week we have Ustream. So if you want to get your comments live in our feed, you have to join our ustream.tv/thisweekendchat.
Chat's right here, and I'm just reading it. Someone said, Frank Sonato or Santos said, I'll Malamute you, Jess.
Oh.
Bring it.
That sounds like a threat. So,
I
Jess,
hope not.
why don't you talk about what you're playing right now?
I'm playing Dead Space 2 right now. I've actually been extremely busy, so I haven't really gotten to dive into, some of the newer titles. But I am in Chapter 10 of Dead Space 2, and I'm loving it just as much as when I first started playing it. It's I can't wait to see what happens in the end. They're the babies that Andrea hates.
I hate those stupid babies.
Andrea hates babies. I remember that.
I only hate Dead Space babies.
I see a Photoshop contest coming on.
It's challenging. It's challenging and it's intense and it's a very psychological thing and. Gosh, it's a difficult game, I'm not going to lie, even on the normal setting. And I've actually heard other people say that playing on the normal setting feels like a hardcore setting in other games. And so when something like that is running after you and chasing after you and you have to run away from it and like blood is flying everywhere and sharp-edged limbs are trying to slice your arm off, it gets pretty intense in there. Was that Dead Space 2? It looked like Dead Space 1, sorry. The armor that he was wearing. But that's okay.
It's okay.
That's okay. Both of them were just as good. You should play both of them.
Well, I think it was Dead Space 2.
Okay, I could have been wrong.
I can't be certain.
Maybe.
Maybe, sorry.
I don't play Dead Space, though. It's not my thing. I've tried it.
You're
Survival
scared?
horror. Yes, I'm totally scared. I will completely admit it that I want to be able to just shoot it, and because you have that plasma rifle or cutter or whatever the thing it is, you can't just shoot them. It was interesting because there is a guy who you guys know in the Mahalo Video Games Department, David, or Lasercorn, who told me his strategy for playing Dead Space was to get the flamethrower, upgrade the flamethrower, and then just shoot everyone with the flamethrower.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You think that's a good strategy, chat room?
The
It'll work.
flamethrower is stronger in the second game than it was in the first game. It actually really kind of sucked in the first game, but I think they made some improvements on it in the second game. But I used the line rack. Ooh, I'm tripping on myself here. Excuse me. Excuse me. It's my
There's a
tasty
joke in
beverage.
there somewhere. I just don't know what it is.
Well, it was.
All right, well, so I'm playing right now. Obviously, I've been playing a little bit of Crysis 2. If you guys follow my Twitter feed, you'll notice I've been putting out some stuff, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later, so I'll save that. And I also got Lego Star Wars, which I'm excited to start, but because the amazing DLC for Mass Effect 2 comes out next week, I'm playing through Mass Effect 2 for the third time.
Whoa!
And it's
Nice.
so much fun.
What are you doing differently
Nice.
in the third round that you didn't do in the first and second?
Well, I went up to veteran difficulty.
Whoa.
And we have
What
some
level?
gameplay footage if you guys want to check out Mass Effect 2. And I did that because I wanted to challenge myself. The first couple times I really cared more about learning about the story and the characters and doing all the side quests. And this time I was like, all right, third time, gotta do it. I tried playing as a Vanguard because so many people were like, try it as a Vanguard, it's so much fun. And I got to the first 2 missions and I hated it. So I literally started over as a soldier because soldier is my favorite class to play in this game. So I'm just going through loyalty missions right now, and I'm gonna go get that Reaper IFF soon.
Nice.
I think
Finish
that
the game
that
off.
makes you an official Massa fan.
Massive fan.
Yes, because you're enjoying the game so much, and it's like over 40 hours of gameplay.
We're
and you're going
talking.
through a
I'm probably
third
into the
time.
hundreds of hours at this point.
So,
Absolutely.
Official
Right.
Massa fan, hardcore.
I think I was
Good
a
job.
soldier as well, but I always played as the default shepherd. I don't know. I'm in
See,
love with
I
him.
created a female Commander Shepard because I like playing with badass chicks, and I imported my Mass Effect 1 character because I recently went back and played Mass Effect 1, which I'm so glad I did because you learn so much more about the
do.
story, even though the schematics and the gameplay mechanics are so much different, and I actually prefer them much more in Mass Effect 2.
That
Clearly,
truck.
they made significant upgrades in Mass Effect 2, but I I'm trying to decide if I want to hook up with a girl or with a guy this time around.
So you're
As a female?
You're going for the Libyan theme.
I hooked up with Liara in Mass Effect 1, and now I'm like, well, I don't know.
But then you hooked up
Libyans.
with Jacob.
The first time I played Mass Effect 2, I
Right.
hooked up with Jacob.
And so you're still a female.
Yes.
And so.
But I hadn't
Oh,
played
yeah.
Mass Effect 1 yet, so that was a
okay.
new character. But now I've imported my Mass Effect 1 character who's hooked up with Liara.
Oh, okay.
So now I'm kind of torn.
Did you know 2 men can't hook up together?
I was thinking about that. I
Yeah.
wanted to know if male Commander Shepard
Well,
hooked up with
you could
somebody.
always just play Dragon Age 2 because
Yeah, that's all
hokey
over the
pokey
place.
all over the
Or
place in that
Maybe
game.
maybe I might be wrong. I think you might be able to.
Yo, man, you get more men want to fornicate with you than women.
Johnny
in
Murder
Dragon
brought
Age
it up.
2.
Yeah, he said this isn't Dragon Age.
Yeah.
So.
Dragon
Nice.
Age, all the men are like, hey, magic. Like, no, I'm cool, dude. Hey,
That's
thanks.
so weird. Why do you think BioWare did that?
Maybe they had some complaints about Mass Effect 2 and they decided to add it to Dragon Age 2.
I think they just have part sense of humor, part they're like, you know what?
Equal rights. Part
Yeah.
equal rights.
Well, I just
man
don't
should
want
be able
any
to fornicate
equal
with a
rights
man
near
in a
my
game.
anus
Well-
or my character's anus. Thanks. That's
I'm gonna make an observation, and please, people out there watching, let me know if you agree or disagree. But I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that there isn't a large male gay gaming community.
Frank Santos says gays need games too. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Frank
know
Santos
any gay
is
friends of
listening.
mine, and I have a lot of gay guy friends that play video games. I don't know a single one that does. I know them.
Oh, I know a few.
I know
I know a
some
few.
that play on their their phones or do iPad or
Yeah.
casual games, but I don't know one gay hardcore gamer that's a dude.
well, that's why they have so much money. Like, they're too
spend
busy
it on games.
not playing video games and out being drag
No,
queens.
I
or
think there's an amazing website out there called Gamer. That's Gaymer. Gamer.com. And
On to burrito meals.
That's a big community.
Loves
Like
gay hardcore.
supports the gay community quite
Oh.
well. in
Well, I
fact.
would like to know. I would like to know their opinion on it. So if there is a hardcore gay male gamer who's watching the show, tweet us at TWIVG, email us at videogames@thisweekend.com, get into our live chat and let us know, or
guys
leave us
aren't
a
drinking.
YouTube comment.
Andrea.
I'm sorry, I'll drink faster. They're already saying I look drunk in the chat. I gotta slow down. Take
Yeah.
it easy.
Isn't
So I would
Flitz
like to
gay?
know what you
No.
guys have to say
Yes,
about
I'm
that.
totally gay.
Okay, great. So moving on, I think it's time for us to give away our Shogun 2 copies. What do you
Let's
guys
do
think?
it.
Oh,
Yeah?
Shogun
Let's
2.
go.
It takes place in 1988. Shogun 2 Electric Boogaloo. You play as Ninja
Fantasy-
Shabadoo
And Turbo.
and Turbo.
Shabadoo.
Turbo
And they have to
Shabadoo.
save the rec center.
Yeah, they do, which is actually the Tokugawa's house.
And then they have to dance to George Kranz's
Yes.
Dim Dada.
Yeah.
Dim
It's
Dada.
really crazy.
Boom, boom, boom.
Lots
That's a great
of
song.
lots of flair.
I don't
Like-
know what's happening. I don't know what's going on.
I'm pretty lost on this one. Yeah.
Adrian's like, where are we?
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
notes?
What was
don't
this?
know
I
where we
don't. This wasn't approved.
88.
are. Okay, well, let's roll some footage of Total War Shogun 2 so you guys can take a peek at it. Of course, it's the newest game out from Creative Assembly and Sega. It's the latest in the Total War series, and you can take charge of any of the 9 major factions of the Japanese feudal history, from the mighty Oda to the more delicate but well-positioned Tokugawa clan. I don't speak Japanese, I apologize. All these clans could rise to take position of shogun under your leadership. Obviously, this is exclusive for the PC. We are doing this contest in tandem with IGN and DirectToDrive.com. Big thanks to Direct2Drive for setting this up for us. We had you guys tweet us, tweet at TWIVG, at IGN, I want Shogun 2. And I want to thank everyone who submitted. We got an overwhelming response. And we're super excited to put together this contest. And without further ado, we are going to announce the winners. And Jess randomly selected these.
Yes, Andrea scrolled on the computer and I did this. And I even pointed to myself once.
She
I don't
did.
know
It
if
was
that's
subliminal.
Like, yes.
I don't know.
Maybe it's just because I'm arrogant.
All right.
Or because you're Asian.
Because I'm Asian.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Playing your
Maybe.
culture.
All right, so the first winner is Fanta Banana.
Fanta, don't you wanna Fanta? Do you remember that song?
Yes, of
But
course.
they don't have a banana flavor, but Fanta Banana.
So Fanta Banana,
Congratulations.
you are the first winner. Congratulations. And our
a banana.
second winner is at Chuck Hawk.
Chuck Hawk.
I don't know if there's any significance to
Chuck
that.
Hawk?
Chuck Hawk.
He is
Like a
actually from
H-A-
Dragon Age 2. he was a
Shut
character
Really?
in Dragon Age. No.
know that gullible
it
isn't
sounds
in the
like-
dictionary?
Yeah, whatever. I've fallen for that one before. No.
And the third winner is at Secret Kadoosh.
Kadoosh.
I just have to say, when Jess and I
Kadoosh.
picked the winners, we happened to notice that Secret Kadoosh had a really fun little Twitter picture. So congratulations to all of you winners. We will post your names on our blog. And don't worry, we will get you your codes for Shogun 2 ASAP. Thank you again to directtodrive.com and IGN for putting that together for us. And we hope to do another contest with them again soon. All right, so now it's time to get into some headlines.
Before we go to headlines, I'm just kind of interested on how these people came up with their little Twitter icons, like Fanta Banana. Like, who thinks of Fanta Banana? I want to know the significance behind that. Let us know, guys, since you're our winners. Email us.
Yes. I was reading the chat.
I know.
How Dead Pixel Live's like, boo, I didn't win again.
Oh, but you've won
Pixel,
before.
you have won before.
We love you too.
Yes.
Don't stop watching us.
Exactly. Fanta Banana wanted a banana-flavored Fanta. That's probably how he came up with his
awesome.
name.
Would be
Yes.
horrid.
But what about Chuck Hawk?
That'd be like
Maybe that's his name. I bet that's
Molesting
his
your
name.
taste buds with a dragon claw.
Wow, that's graphic.
It's
really
so
graphic.
insightful.
Okay, we're going to get to the first headline because it's really kind of exciting, and I'm kind of a big fan of this game. If you guys have been reading any of the news sites, you'll have noticed that there was new footage released of Kratos in Mortal Kombat, and there is a new trailer, and we're going to go ahead and show you it right now.
Yeah.
We are many, you are but one.
You'll learn respect.
Your soul is mine. Test your might, test your sight, test your strike, test your luck. You will not see the end of this day.
Holy shit.
I know, right?
That is brutality at its best, and I love it.
Now, I know some people in the chat room were commenting that there's, that just so you guys know, that is not the Kratos-specific trailer. There is a separate gameplay trailer just featuring Kratos and all of his moves. But there was so much juicy stuff in this teaser, I couldn't not show it. I mean,
Right.
those fatalities are just ridiculous.
Malkavian commented on the amount of boobage in that trailer as well. All the warriors are really busty.
Oh,
my
they-
God.
They get more like titsy as it goes along. I swear.
Yeah, every
to
single
God.
game they
Their
just
cup sizes increase
It's like Ivy
per
and Soul
episode.
Calibur.
We were
Someone
talking
complained
about how the Marvel vs. Capcom characters, the same thing happened with them.
Oh yeah.
And Soul Calibur as well.
Soul Calibur is the most
Ivy's
notorious.
tits get bigger and bigger. She upgrades every year.
Yeah.
She's actually
Every year.
infinitely pregnant.
Exactly.
So they're just gonna. It's full of milk.
Ew.
What? You don't like milk?
Yes, generic mammal, titsy is my new word. I just made it up. So I'm super excited about Mortal Kombat, and they actually just found a really cool story about Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah, they
earlier
were just
today.
they were just talking about it today. Apparently, Ed Boon, the creator of Mortal Kombat, was saying, yeah, we know that Kratos is a PS3 exclusive character, but they have nothing to announce right now. However, Xbox 360 players will not be disappointed. So I'm kind of wondering, like, who do you think, or who would you like to even see as, you know, the playable Mortal Kombat character?
Willow.
Willow?
Willow.
Warwick Davis?
Not Willow Smith.
Warwick Davis Willow?
Yes, Willow
The magician?
or David Bowie when he was in Labyrinth.
Oh,
No,
yeah, and
come
his
on,
magnificent
Jump, magic,
codpiece.
jump, right?
Be real though. If it's
real.
going to be an Xbox 360 exclusive character, who do
But
you
they're
think
all-
would be
well,
from an Xbox
It's
exclusive?
basically which Space Marine's your favorite. That's the only thing on the Xbox 360. Space Marines.
Space Marines?
That's
I
it.
hope it's
Do you
not.
think Master Chief is
no,
going to make an
I think
appearance?
so.
He's
Master
not,
Chief
he's
is
not
dead.
visceral
Kombat?
enough. Master Chief is not visceral
he's-
enough.
he's-
It needs
He
to
looks
be,
silly.
Yeah, and
Marcus
especially in
Phoenix
that
is too
army.
jacked, so he looks silly too.
It's going to be your personal avatar from the Xbox dashboard.
No.
Now that would work so well.
No.
That'd be so hilarious. Imagine
It would
that.
be really
Like
funny.
he'd show up smiling, and they rip his head off and he's still smiling. Like that'd be that's
The little pet cat.
That's the little pet cat.
Mine has pom-poms.
Yeah.
She's like a cheerleader. She's
It's like a whole new game
You
opens
hear
up
that,
there.
Boone?
Some
You
money.
hear that?
You hear that?
Open it
You hear
up.
that?
Oh, that's funny. Matt J. Sauer says Alan Wake and his flashlight. What do you think, Alan Wake? You think he could hack it? And
Oh yeah, his flashlight. Imagine the fatality with that. Like takes
Rebecca
out the door
Black?
cell, jams in his throat, sticks it out of his eye. Like I don't know.
I don't know who they're going to be. The guys obviously are being very secretive about who the announcement is going to be about. They're not saying anything, but they don't have much time left to build hype because the game comes out next month.
Which means it's going to be something really epic that you really don't have to Falcor the Luck Dragon.
Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon from episode 1, you know? Yeah, they already had Yoda and Soul Calibur and Darth
that's
Vader,
true.
you know, might as well have like Qui-Gon.
Why not?
Yeah.
I was excited though that they finally showed Sindel because she's my favorite character, the evil queen. So I'm very excited about that. So on that note, let's move on to our next headline, and Jess, take it away.
Oh, yes. So apparently, Deep Silver, the creators of Dead Island, must change their logo or the box art for the North American release of Dead Island. According to the ESRB, they said that Deep Silver violated some of the guidelines that pertained to the box art. I think we have some clips here of the original. So apparently the hanging corpse is what the ESRB is not too keen on. And they said that there's a specific list of guidelines that people have to follow, and one of them includes strangulation and choking. However, these are zombies, you guys. Zombies don't have rights. This is okay, because they're already dead.
I'm not even offended. Like, seriously.
Jesus
Maybe they should
Christ.
poll and see who's offended by this, because, and I want to be a part of that poll, and I want to say, hey, you guys are overreacting just a little, you know?
Yeah, the person was clearly already dead.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a zombie,
clearly.
and they're just hanging. And it's
Either
the
that or he's
eye
really
in the
deserving.
island, so it's fitting to the box art. But we also have a picture of what they changed it to. There we go. Just a zombie walking, Dead Island.
So much more PG, you
I
know?
don't
You
know.
gotta
So
keep
much
the
more
kids
PG.
happy.
I don't
Keep the
understand.
kids happy.
This
Keep
is
the kids happy, 'cause
Again,
kids are
this
buying
is a
these games,
rated
right?
M
Yeah.
for mature game.
Yeah, but what about the kids, Andrea?
Yeah. What about the
You know what?
What about the
Screw
child?
the kids.
Andrea
Screw
hates
the kids.
babies.
He
Yeah,
hates kids
So,
and
I've
I
babies.
mean,
said
I don't
this
understand
already.
why they replaced the image of David Carradine with an image of standing Stephen Hawking.
Or Michael Hudgens.
Too
I
soon?
mean,
Oh, too soon. No, it's not too soon. Definitely not.
Man.
I'm sorry.
yes,
I
well,
couldn't. I lost control there for a second.
when you have a title like Dead Island, I mean, that's kind of a red flag right there that you shouldn't be letting your children look at that anyway.
It's weird that it's just for the U.S., you know? Because they're
Yes.
keeping the cover art and the same in other
they're keeping it the
countries.
same in Europe.
It's because people in the U.S. are uptight about
Well, look at the
everything.
Maxim magazines, though. Like,
I
Maxim magazine in Europe
swear.
is so much more risque. than
Yeah,
Maxim
and
magazine
it's
here.
so much more awesome because
Yeah.
of that.
We
So it's
have
the
a
same
really
thing.
risque advertisement, actually, that we're talking about later on in the
Yeah.
headlines
Yeah.
that I'm very excited to hear.
Quit being so
everyone's opinion
boring,
about.
America.
And what's really ironic about that is that they actually pulled this advertisement that we're going to show you later, too. Let us know what you guys think about Dead Island's box art. Do you think Deep Silver is being pussies about it? Do you think that whoever is in charge of the marketing campaign just doesn't have enough backbone? Tweet us at TWIVG or let us know in the chat.
I mean, couldn't it go against the
Thank you, Dead
ESRB?
Pixel. Don't be prudes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Want to burrito meals? They're going to make the main character Cheezosaurus Rex and change the name to Chet Island. Yeah, that's the best way to go about doing this. You know, then when you kill the zombies, they like explode in things of macaroni. And it's like totally PG.
That would be pretty amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Somebody make that
It's like
game.
Viva Pinata.
Or
but with-
Photoshop it.
Yeah.
I'm all for
Either
Photoshop.
or. We'll take
cover.
either. All right, moving on to our next headline. It's all about football. Madden 12 cover open for voting in bracket system available on ESPN. Now, I thought that this was really interesting because there's been a lot of, I don't want to say hype about who's on the cover of Madden every year, but there's been, you
Madden
guys
curse.
hear about the Madden curse.
The Madden curse, yes.
Which is really interesting. I think Drew Brees survived the Madden curse, though, didn't he? He was on the last cover.
I don't know
Anyone?
anything about
I
football.
don't know anything
Anyone
about
yet?
football either, but for those who don't know, the Madden curse is basically any football player who graces the cover of a Madden video game plays extremely poorly.
Or get some kind
gets
of
injury.
season-ending injury or something bad always happens. We have a screenshot of the bracket system. If you guys go to ESPN.com, you can vote. I put in my vote for Adrian Peterson already because
Look
I
at
really
you.
want him to win. So basically what they're going to do is you select one person in each category, and those people go head-to-head and so forth and so forth. As you can see, it's a bracket voting system. If you don't know how it works, clearly you've never made a sports bet in your life. But anyway,
me.
if you're a football,
I have no idea what you're talking
fan,
about.
if you're
It's all you, Andrea.
it's definitely worth checking out. I don't know how many sports game fans we have out there, but Madden, obviously, I would say is the top of the top when it comes to sports games, unless you're a big FIFA fan, which is also an amazing game.
That's Europe. That's all the other
Like,
world.
no one in the US
That's the
plays
rest
FIFA.
of the world, not the U.S.
That's not true.
That's real football. This is football américain, as they say in French.
That's real football.
Franche.
In French.
So check that out if you guys are interested. And now, on to our last story. Now, I have this under you, Adrian. Would you like to talk about it? Or?
Sure, yeah. Do we have the ad?
Yes.
All right,
Actually,
let's
you know
play
what?
it.
Let's just
just play
play
it,
the
and then we
ad, the
comment
top
on it.
spin
Yeah.
ad. Yes.
Now.
Maybe? Maybe we'll not
Maybe.
play?
Yeah.
2K Sports.
All right.
I don't understand. First of all, I don't know which Williams sister that is. I just
Serena.
know
Serena.
they're both built like me, and that's not sexy.
Is that what
She
your
has
ass
way
looks
more
like?
ass than
I'm
you.
just
Is that what your
saying.
ass looks like, Flitz? Let me see it. Come here.
Yeah, no,
Come on.
it does.
Unzip it. Let me see it.
The actress, no, at the end here, she says, you know this is a fantasy, right? Just so everyone knows that that's a fantasy, in case you didn't know
case
that's
you didn't know
not
there was a
real.
fantasy.
You mean that's not how tennis is played?
So, okay, let me give you the backstory on this ad. 2K Sports made this ad as part of an advertising campaign for Top Spin 4, but it was never supposed to be released because they decided it was too risque, too sexy, wasn't going after the right demographic.
Boring America.
There you go. It's the same Dead
no,
Island thing all over again.
What's interesting about it is that someone in one of the forums that I was reading online said it looks like an ad for Axe deodorant.
It totally does. It's just there's a glowing wand in this one.
Yeah, I can't agree. It looks like an ad for a video game. It actually makes me more curious about Top Spin because honestly, I mean, I played like the first Top Spin. That was in like '92. And I feel, I'm like, it's all the same. It's just tennis. Grunt, grunt. That, I was like, maybe I want to play.
It was interesting because it definitely got my attention when I watched it. I was like, wow, that's some ass cheek out there.
Okay, and a lot of taint. They were like bent over. That was like a lot of taint shots.
a lot
I'm
of
just
taint.
saying. And fishness. And they looked sexy. Oh, they were very beautiful. And I think Cupcheck says, wait a second, when did sex not sell? I mean, they're clearly, you know,
Well,
doing
apparently
what...
some people think that this is an embarrassment to 2K Sports, and I don't think that this is an
No.
embarrassment at
Who-
all.
Different strategy,
but okay,
you know.
2K Sports should choose whether they're embarrassed by it. I think it's an amazing ad. I think more companies should do stuff like this because if their games aren't selling, you're going to have to do something that sells games. That caught my attention. If it's like just a guy on a tennis court like, oh, can't play tennis in real life? Play Top Spin. I'm like, I'm not playing.
Do you actually play tennis?
No, I'm not Arthur
But he might
Ashe.
after this.
What do you know? Why would
In
I-
case anyone's interested, the other girl in the ad was an actress. Her name is Relea
That was the part that
Vanderbilt,
most
and she was
interested,
tagged as the sexiest tennis gamer. I would like to see if we could have a sexiest tennis gamer contest and see who really
Yeah,
is
I
the
doubt she's
sexiest
actually a
tennis
gamer. I'm sure they were like, so this is the PlayStation. It's a little different from the
no.
Atari.
I
but,
actually, no,
No,
I
it's
actually
nothing
think
like
she
a
was from Team Unicorn, who I know are like that super group of like geek women. So I think it is quite possible that she
legit.
does know what
Wait,
she's
there's
doing.
a
Yeah,
group
she's legit.
of superhero women?
What?
You said a super group.
Super group.
Yeah,
Team
super
Unicorn,
group.
haven't
They
you
have
seen their-
powers?
They don't have powers, but they know what they're talking about and they know what they're doing.
Come on,
Not
you have to know
that
about
super.
Team Unicorn.
Nope.
Never
But
heard of
it's
Team
true. I
Unicorn.
just don't understand why people are so afraid of sex and sexuality. It's like everyone will have sex in their life. And it's just like, why not?
Sorry.
What Flitz is like,
Not
oh, wait,
everybody.
maybe not.
I'd say 99.999%
Right.
of people will.
Right. So
But
why
there
are
a
they
couple,
why
yeah.
are they trying to hide that? Why is it so taboo to show sexuality and being free and being, proud of your body? And I just don't understand why sponsors in America are so afraid of a little bit of TNA.
Because sometimes it's like the backlash, they're so afraid of like, oh my God, they're appealing to the lowest common denominator.
Yeah, but you also
Who
have to
are the
understand
people
the
running this
community.
company?
If you guys
Like-
know anything about the tennis community,
Yeah.
it's very upscale, it's very conservative, it's
Fire. That
very
makes sense.
white, and it's very uptight. It's
Okay,
just,
and
you
now
know.
let's talk about video game community. If you want to bridge the gap,
Yeah.
They love
you-
TNA.
That's true.
They do.
That's
It's
true.
a fact.
what was that one girl who I can't remember her name because I was always looking at her? Anna Kournikova.
Oh.
Come on.
She was right.
Yeah,
But I mean,
exactly,
I
but
understand. But
because-
in the tennis
I'm surprised she
world-
wasn't in this ad, actually.
All right, we're talking about tennis. We're not talking about
Okay,
games.
okay.
I think we should go back to talking about games
right.
or us, because I want you guys to remember another old segment that we're pulling out of the hat for tonight. Chat room shout out is back. That's right. This is the. If you guys have been fans of the show for a long time, then you will probably know that. You okay?
Yeah.
She's like, oh my gosh, the monitor went
I
dead.
know. I can't see myself. What happened? Drink. I'll just drink. That's okay.
You will probably know that this is the time of the show where this is your guys' opportunity in the chat to ask any of us any question you want, and then we will answer it. So while we're doing
Video
our
game related.
Yes,
video
video
game
game
related.
related.
Not like
we've
where
had
do
some
we
nasty
live?
questions from you guys before.
Where do we live?
They were on
Or
me.
No.
Between Jessica and Andrea, who's the
So
man?
if you guys have questions for myself, for Jess, for Adrian, or for Flitz, go ahead and throw them up there in the chat. And we're gonna get now to our inside look of Crysis 2.
Oh.
Yes? Yes?
Hey.
No? Hey, okay, so
Just don't touch him. Hey! Looks like Lady Liberty took some heavy fire!
Yeah, she's still standing though. Stubborn bitch.
all right, so this is some gameplay footage. Flitz, you want to tell us a little bit what's going on here?
So you just swam up to the surface in a submarine. You were called out on a mission, secret mission. You don't even know what you're coming to get. People have theories. Different soldiers have theories. What you're actually going to get is aliens, which is what one of the characters said. But they're like, illegal aliens. That's an actual line from the video game.
I saw that line, yeah.
Don't complain or email me. Don't. How'd you get my email? But your character goes by the name Alcatraz, and he's pretty much the only one who survives. He gets found by Prophet, who was the original Crysis suit guy, as far as I know, because I didn't play the first one. And what Prophet does is, at some point, he drags you to his warehouse, and he takes the suit off. I assume he's completely naked. And he strips you down, and he dresses you in this awesome suit that gives you all sorts of abilities. You have, the suit is basically keeping you alive. You have life-threatening wounds, and you have to figure out what the heck is going on. You have voices in your head, and it's saying, get here, do this, get there. So you're a soldier already, which makes sense why you can already, be a badass in this suit. and you just make your way through New York City, which it's beautiful. It's amazing looking, and there are multiple ways to do things. If you look at, I brought in a couple of videos. I rendered them out on my computer, because that's what you do with computers.
Yes.
I rendered them out, and there are multiple ways you can do things. You can be with a tank, basically, where you go around and you shoot people in the face. You can be straight up. You can armor up and be like, I am going to take everything on full frontal. That's appropriate, right?
I think it could be. I think it could be appropriate.
Or you can go stealth. If I want to talk over one of the clips.
Sure. We have another clip from Crysis 2 here to show you guys.
Okay, so this is me. I'm hiding. I like to play stealthy, but they cornered me, so I shot him, and it got to the point where I didn't have a choice. Another guy came around the corner, so I shot him.
You didn't have a choice.
I didn't have a choice. I couldn't have.
You really wanted to have tea with him.
I knew there was another guy over there, so I figured my energy is full because being stealthy depletes your energy. So I went stealthy. Oh, there you are. Hey, how's it going? He didn't see me because I'm like Predator.
Hey.
Okay, run up behind him, and I just slit his throat.
Nice.
Yeah, the silent melee kill.
That's the way I like to play. I mean, I'm doing the walkthrough for the game as well, and one of the comments was like, I don't like the way you play. I love Crysis, but I hate the way you play. I'm a ninja. I'm not run on head on America killer. No, I like to stealth and take my time and get through the mission because I don't like getting shot in the face.
Well, it was interesting that you bring that up because I think that that's one of the highlights of Crysis 2. And if you guys haven't played yet, I can't say enough that this is definitely worth a purchase. If not, if you can't afford to purchase the game, then definitely rent it because they're doing something with video games that I haven't quite seen really anywhere else before. And the graphics are amazing, and the Cry engine that Crytek's built for this game is really doing it justice.
Yeah, even on consoles, it's really pretty. Even on one of my coworkers today was like, "Hey, did you see Crysis 2 on PC?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Dude, oh my god."
But you need like a supercomputer to run Crysis 2.
I honestly think our computers here at Mahalo could run it.
Yeah, PC gaming is expensive. But I remember seeing it at GDC and loving it. And I didn't play the first Crysis, but and we also saw it in 3D, which was
I'm smelling the line. I was like,
this is my second one, by the way. I'm just we're just enjoying it. But
no, in 3D, if you have a 3D TV, you have to play this game. I can't say it enough.
In 3D.
If you know a friend that has it, you have to obviously have a PlayStation 3 to play it in 3D and have a 3D TV. It looked gorgeous.
It was beautiful.
And you have to have a high output processor for your TV as well.
Yeah, because it was just such smooth gameplay. I know I've mentioned it in the past. Like, I get very dizzy and very motion sick from first-person shooters, and this game it just glided so well. And I haven't picked it up yet, but I'm really looking forward to at least renting it and trying it and seeing all the good things.
It's definitely worth a rent. There are 18 stages.
Oh, okay.
It's a fairly long game.
What's the story? Do we know what the story is?
I mean, I pretty much explained it. You get scooped up. Prophet can't do it anymore. You're Alcatraz. You're in a suit.
Oh,
and
I was
you're
too
just
busy
trying
drinking.
The year is 2023. You're in New York City. The entire city's been evacuated because of an alien infestation, and basically you're like fighting your way through the city. And the multiplayer, I've heard mixed bags about, but we'll talk about that later in Adrian's section. But back to what we were talking about with the cloaking, what's really neat about the suit and how it really defines how you get to choose how you want to play the game is that there's I kind of was talking to somebody about this earlier, and I said it kind of reminds me about all the power-ups that you get in Halo Reach being combined into a single suit. Like, you can cloak, you have like the armor lock, which armors up your suit. Then you have the nanovision, which is like the heat seeker. And then you can sprint pretty much whenever you want, and then you can slide. And I said the only thing they're missing is a jetpack, because there's no jetpack later on in the game, right?
No.
Right.
Not that I've experienced, no. There's no upgrade.
So it really allows you, because you can use all of these functions pretty much whenever you want. I mean, you can really determine how you want to play the game, and it can be unique to your experience, which you can't really say about a lot of other shooters. It was interesting. I was talking about this with a friend of mine earlier today, Rob Walkner from CoinUp TV, who some of you may know, the Penny Man.
In the chat room.
Penny Man in the chat. What up? And he was telling me about how he likes that you get to be the guy in control. Like, you're by yourself. You're the one storming, because so many of these first-person shooter military games, you're like the second or third dude back in a pack of guys traveling through the game.
Right.
But in this game, in Crysis 2, you get to be the leader, because you get to determine where you're going, where you're hiding, when you're storming, when you're not. And I thought that was a really interesting perspective.
With that as well, with that as well, it makes it very intense. I mean, you don't know the character inside it. Everyone's calling him Alcatraz, but at some point, you're like, hell, this destiny is in my hands.
Yeah.
And with the music, and the music is amazing. It's we were talking about this earlier as well. It's a combination between the Tron soundtrack and Inception.
Wow.
Like, it's really it moves it. It's the music cues are amazing. Really helps music move the story along, and it puts you in some crazy situations, and you start to really, you're like, I've been playing this game for a bit now, since before it came out, holla, and I haven't really got the feeling playing a first-person shooter, the way I'm getting with this since I played Modern Warfare 2.
Well, see,
wow, that's a
thing
big statement.
It's
intense.
What Andrew was saying about, having to follow like a pack of leaders and stuff like that. I remember when that was first introduced, and I remember someone saying that they were relieved because, they were always the leader in a first-person shooter, and that, it was kind of like a, relaxed to have a group of people going out with you, like in the Modern Warfares and stuff like that. So I kind of wonder, like, has that sort of gameplay kind of died off, and now you want to be the person in control and you want to be the leader now.
Actually, you get both as well, because if you played a third clip, it shows you teamed up with. It shows you teamed up, and you're taking on a brute with. They're called a hunter, which is basically it's like the shield guy from Halo, but you're with other soldiers now. You teamed up with the Marines, and you're taking on waves of aliens. So it's like, what the heck do I do? What the heck do I do? And even in this instance, the music is crazy. And it's like, how the heck do you take this shielded thing down? So I threw C4, and then I just blew it up. Nice. Balling.
There you go.
But those kind of situations, so it's I feel like it's very well balanced. I think I'm really only on like stage 10. No, I'm past that. I don't know how close I am to the end. I just go. I'm actually enjoying the game. If you don't want to buy it, the multiplayer does take some getting used to. But the single player is actually really epic, and I think it's definitely worth the experience.
Well, great. That's fantastic.
I was laughing at Dead Pixel Live. Apparently, they're talking about Adrian and Chuck Norris in there, and they were saying, Dead Pixel Live says, you don't put Adrian in Chuck Norris jokes. You put his biceps in Chuck Norris jokes. Adrian and his biceps. Yeah. They love him, Adrian. Flex him.
The chat room just can't get enough. Yeah, we're going to do a little flex.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Everyone drink.
We should make a This Week in Video Games drinking game.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Chat room, let us know what you guys' ideas are for our drinking game that you can play along with at home.
Or if you're watching on YouTube.
Or something. Or if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're watching on iTunes, or if you're watching on thisweekin.com, because you can watch us pretty much anywhere.
Anywhere, anytime.
So, what are those chat room shout-out questions you got over there?
Oh, I got good questions. It looks like a lot of people, including Curtis and Lieutenant Dan, they really want to hear our opinions on the 3DS versus the NGP.
The Nintendo 3DS.
The Nintendo 3DS. And one of them was like, what does Sony need to do to make the NGP successful? I think that the biggest thing that hurt the PSP and that really hurt Sony in general is that their advertising campaign, like, they never really let the people know all the stuff that their system is capable of and all the games that are on that system. To this day, there's a lot of people that say, man, the PSP is shit. It doesn't have any games at all, because they don't know that all these fantastic games like God of War, Metal Gear, Resistance, Loco Roco, Kingdom Hearts, they have no idea these games are on it because they never advertise it, because they take out a picture of the PSP and they put like Madden on it, and you're like, who the hell buys a PSP to play Madden? They buy a fucking 360 to play Madden. They don't buy the PSP to play that. You put a picture of a game that people actually care about, and that people would recognize, dude, that looks amazing. That's running on a PSP. And if they do that with the NGP, which I think they're gonna try to pump it out as like it's a portable console, you know, it's not just a portable thing. It's like you're playing Uncharted on that thing. You're playing Killzone on that thing.
Yeah,
so
but they're going up against a big hurdle, and that hurdle is that they are not going to connect your PlayStation Network purchases with your NGP. If you want to buy something on your NGP that you've already bought through the PlayStation Network and it's on your PS3, you have to repurchase it. And I think that is utter bullshit. I think if you've already spent the money in the PlayStation Network, that it should automatically sync to your NGP. That's a huge oversight that they need to get fixed.
But at the same time, you know, the DS and the DS Lite, you can't do that with the Wii connecting to the DS Lite. And look how successful that is. Like 10% of Japan owns a Nintendo DS Lite right now. 10% of Japan. That's a lot.
That's a lot
of people.
Yeah.
And they're doing just fine with it. And yeah, I know what you mean saying that Sony isn't very great on their advertising. I know they had a few controversial things with
Marcus. Oh my God.
When the white PSP came out, that huge advertisement that they had that said like white is back or white is in control.
I wasn't offended.
It was a white woman holding like she was like grabbing.
But still,
it was
what were
sexy.
they thinking?
Well,
Take out Loco Roco, for the love of God. Don't start pulling out the race card. Like, are you kidding me?
But I know plenty of people who are extremely excited about the Nintendo 3DS. Like all of the people who have actually been able to come to, you know, the Santa Monica Promenade and see the little Nintendo 3DS stand-up that they have out there, the pod. I've not heard one negative comment about the 3DS, and people are extremely excited about it, and they want to go out and pay $249.99 for the Nintendo 3DS. And I don't know, whenever Nintendo is doing, they're doing it right against, you know, Sony and the NGP.
I just think it's interesting that Sony is choosing to launch the NGP when they're also launching the Xperia Play. Which to me doesn't really make sense.
You know what's funny?
When you have two mobile gaming devices and only one of them makes phone calls.
They're different though.
When you were talking about the new PSP, I was seeing the Xperia Play in my head. So in my head I was like, yeah, but the new PSP looks like a cell phone, but I knew that wasn't right.
The PSP2?
Yeah.
PSP2, or whatever, the PSP phone.
That's a very interesting point, because I was seeing Xperia in my head. I was like, yeah, but it looks like a cell phone. And I'm like, wait, that's not right. That's not the same thing.
I think they're trying to tackle two different markets. Like on one side, they're trying to compete with Nintendo, and on the other side, they're trying to compete with iPhone.
They're doing it
Have
wrong.
you seen the NGP in person?
No, I haven't seen it.
It's like this big.
It's gigantic. I mean,
what she said.
It's big.
But yeah, it's like
really
this big. We saw it at GDC, and I remember someone telling us that they had like, you know, special designers come in and design it so it can be a little more ergonomic for the gamer. And it did look like it'd be very comfortable to hold and not, you know, give those little.
It does not look. It's literally like this big.
Well, it was this big, but you could hold it like right here.
As long as
People
it's
hold the
comfortable.
iPad up.
Yeah.
You know, you hold the iPad.
People hold the Game Gear.
No, I don't hold my iPad. I have a handy little stand.
But if you were sitting on your couch, like, would you just have your little?
I have a stand.
I
put it on my lap. I have a stand that props it up. I have a Zugo stand. If you watch my show This Week in iPad, you would know this.
Well, I'm sure they'll create a stand for the NGP, but for right now, most people hold their iPads, and yeah, the NGP just looked like it had like the finger grips, so you could hold it and be comfortable with it to play. So, and we didn't get our hands on it, so we can't say for sure.
It's true, we didn't.
Just
it was in a glass box.
Yeah, it wasn't a glass box like on a spinning glass box. It was like so fancy. But yeah, I mean, I would really like to just kind of hold it and see how comfortable it is, but it looked fine to me.
Oh, the parallels happening in this conversation.
I know, I could have said more, but I could hear them laughing outside, and so I was like, maybe I shouldn't say that.
One more chat room shout out question before we move into your segment.
All right.
Oh, yes.
Why is Microsoft... All right, a good question is like, why is Microsoft...
Jess is like, you need to drink more.
Drink more!
Okay, sorry, Adrian.
Why, for the third time, why is Microsoft not going into the portable gaming.
They are.
No, let's stop talking about portable gaming.
No, that's okay. They are. I went to the Microsoft Studios. I saw them working on a prototype. It looks like a Ghostbuster pack.
What is going on here? It's not general questions. It's about a question about us.
Wow,
like,
transitions.
What are we doing?
All right.
Stop with the transitions.
Okay, fireworks.
Oh my God.
I don't know who's running the show out there. Something's going on.
You're drinking too.
Wait, what other questions are there about us? Like, hey, Andrea, what female character would you like to be in a video game? Or something like that. Like, what are those questions? Not, I don't want more.
They were mainly like 90% about my biceps, but.
Oh, shit.
I'm saying.
90% of questions were about Adrian's biceps.
If we scroll up, we could see it.
Yeah, Pennyman, you know what? Jess is trying to get me drunk so she can take advantage.
I don't have to get you drunk to do that, Andrea.
Okay.
I got a camera phone.
Well, don't tell everybody.
Vivid's got a new deal.
Just wait for the after show.
I know. It's like an after party.
Like a placenta.
Then we take it to the hotel
you know what?
lobby.
I think it's time to move to Yo Adrian.
Is it time for me? There we go.
Yay.
Yeah, neither one of you are Adrian.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm coming in. I'm painting.
All right, here we go for Adrian.
All right, so I'm going to be covering the Crysis. I don't know what's. We're switching back and forth so fast. All right. So for Crysis 2, it's really cool because you have, as Flitz was discussing, these multiple abilities. So right now, right there, what you're seeing is a cloaking ability. And now you're going to be seeing the other abilities that you have available. And we're cutting back.
I was just looking at the question. Someone said, yo, Adrian, why aren't you drinking more? That's what we said.
I have to drive back home, you know? You want to be safe.
Eventually.
We all have to. You're not going to leave until like 10 tonight anyway.
There we go.
Okay,
We apologize.
cloaking.
We
Here we
apologize,
go.
you guys. We're having some technical difficulties.
Okay, we're cloaking. And you can also activate, being able to put on armor. And you can also activate being able to run really fast or jump. Now, the important thing here is that you can only, you should always shoot after you deactivate cloaking, because if you shoot while you're cloaking, that will drain up your energy in one shot. Absolutely. So as you can see here, you kill these two dudes just by always remembering to cloak, fire, never cloak and fire. Also, worthy to know, it takes 2 melee kills to kill somebody. So in case you want to do that. And also, if you're in stealth mode and you come up behind a guy, you do a stealth kill, and that's just a 1 melee hit. Watch out for that, because look what happens right after you do it. You get spotted immediately, and they kill you right away. All right, so now we're just going to see a little bit of all these strategies in action, of combining using the stealth and using always firing when you have the stealth deactivated. So right there, we got one guy. And also, I should say, though, don't be too nervous that if you're caught in the middle of a firefight and you're in stealth mode, don't hesitate to fire right away. Yes, I know that will drain all your energy, but sometimes it's a good call to make, because you'll be able to get out of the firefight and win and kill some more people. All right.
One thing that you collect your kills.
Yes.
With the dog tags, that after you kill an opponent, they drop dog tags. That's what that glowing white thing is.
Yes.
You collect those, and that's how you get your kill streak credits, which is kind of a pain to me personally. But it's definitely an original addition.
What's really cool about those dog tags is that in certain maps, it's not available in all maps, but in certain maps, if you collect 5 dog tags, you're able to activate this really cool super special attack that allows you to kill a massive amount of people. That's going to come out in just a little bit.
Who's playing?
This is Sohinki. This is footage from Sohinki playing. Right there, as you see, it's the Orbital Strike. You get this nifty little map. It shows you where all the people are cluttered. You launch the attack, and there you go. You walk out a little bit to see the destruction, and bam! Look at that. Everyone's down for the count. And yeah, so these are just a couple strategies to get you, the basics of Crysis 2 multiplayer. Really, really fun stuff.
There is a learning curve. I'll say there is definitely a learning curve. Don't write it off right away. If you just try once,
there we go.
Don't write it off right away. It takes practice. You have to actually put in a little bit of time. If you don't really get it, play the single player, get your strategy right, and then go back to multiplayer. You'll be a lot better than you think. So
yeah, it's good that you mentioned that, because Sohinki, he was the guy playing in that footage. He mentioned that when he started playing, he was like, "Oh, this is crap. I can't get used to it. This is so stupid. Everyone's using stealth." But then once you get into like playing Crysis 2 multiplayer, then you'll start to like it. You're not just playing first-person shooter,
Halo.
Call of Duty, Halo multiplayer. You're playing Crysis 2 multiplayer.
it's interesting you guys bring that up because I've heard a lot of people complaining about the Crysis 2 multiplayer, and I think it's so great that they're doing something outside the box, and that's why I've been such a proponent of Brink, the new game coming out with from Bethesda, and I think it's great that Crytek is kind of like leading the way and saying, hey, you know what? Our multiplayer isn't going to be the next Halo, isn't going to be the next Call of Duty, isn't going to be the next Homefront or Battlefield or whatever. And sure, maybe difficult to get used to at first, but I'm really actually kind of looking forward to trying it out. I haven't tried the multiplayer, I've only tried the campaign.
Skill up in campaign, like understand the controls, understand what works. Go to multiplayer. Because, I mean, even the first time you play multiplayer, you'll be like, I have to get used to this. And you'll actually do that with your hands and face. Say it like that.
I have to get used to this.
And once you get the hang of it, you learn your role, you learn how other people play badly, because a lot of people still think it's Call of Duty. And they still think it's Halo. When really, most times, and this is what I learned in playing campaign, most people will come to you. And that doesn't mean camp, it just means go to stealth, chill, and be like, oh, there's an asshole.
So it's like Assassin's Creed multiplayer.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I could, different strategy.
Interesting.
There's actually strategy in the multiplayer. I enjoy that. I really don't like multiplayers where it's just free-for-all killing. Just run out, get as many kills as you can, and then respawn, kill as many people, because, it's good boring after a while.
It's crazy, and it's really frustrating to a
I'm just reading the chat. I don't see where it is.
Someone
but someone
says I have
said
a boner.
Flitz looks like he has a boner, and I'm like, no, he's just black.
Wow. Guys.
Jess and I had a mini laughing attack while you guys were doing your segment.
Yeah,
we
it
did.
was. It was slightly difficult to narrate through that.
People in the chat were being ridiculous.
To fill up my drink, and people heard it apparently, and so we were just laughing.
Oh,
and,
there you go.
You know, we were.
Just
I was
have to wait a while before she
sharing,
goes home.
and somebody heard.
Sharing is caring.
Yes, I agree. It totally is. So basically, the verdict on Crysis 2 multiplayer and campaign is just play the game.
It's worth it.
Awesome.
It's worth it.
Pick it up, do it. All right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I guess that's about all the time we have for today. So I apologize for any technical difficulties we had. As I said, we're working with some different equipment. We're still getting the.
And stick around for the after show because there will be one.
Yes, it'll be short.
More shenanigans than what you saw tonight.
If you guys are watching us live, do stay in the chat. We'll turn the cameras back on. But we have some fun stuff coming up for you guys next week. We're bringing back the top 5. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. It's secret. But we'll have another top 5 for next week. And we have some other awesomeness going on. And we'll be talking about some more cool games because it's This Week in Video Games. Don't forget you can subscribe to us on YouTube and on iTunes. You can follow us at TWIVG on Twitter. You can email us at videogames@thisweekend.com. And I want to give another congratulations to our 3 direct-to-drive IGN Shogun 2 winners at Fanta Banana, at Chuck Hawk, and at Secret Kadoosh. So congratulations, you guys. We will be contacting you and making sure that you get your copies of Shogun 2. All right, you guys, that's it. We'll see you next week. It's game over.
Game over, man.